Did you share on your business page? I gotta share it, bro. I
Oh, you
don't
haven't
see you
shared it
sharing
yet?
anywhere.
It's it's on my DLP page.
Are you
That's my
sure?
page.
Are you sure about that?
It streams straight to the page.
It's not there, man. The last post I see, August 12th.
It says right here, you are live.
Oh, they have the video section because the new lame
The new
Facebook.
garbage layout.
Yeah, that's why. There you go. I see it now. All right. Share it to my story.
We're gonna get started in a few moments, folks. Just be patient with us.
Yeah, be patient with us, folks. I'm gonna also share it in one of the. This brother Abdul Mukti, he built an SEO backlink software.
Oh yeah, you told me. You told me.
Yeah, he's testing it, and pretty soon it's gonna be ready, and we'll
Nice.
we're gonna test it for sure.
So while you're sharing it, let me just give people a quick recap. Welcome back, everybody. This is Imran Nanawala. I'm here with Yusuf Chowdhury, digital marketing strategist. And this is SEO the series. We were supposed to be live every Sunday, but we took a couple of weeks off. We covered three parts thus far. What is SEO? What is on-page and off-page SEO? And why voice search matters. Today we're going to discuss, or what we'll do quickly today is we're going to do a quick recap of what we've discussed thus far, and we may give a little introduction into what are the four essential principles for SEO, but we'll go more into that next week. And then going forward, we're probably going to move away from this Sunday schedule and go live during the weekdays, maybe even multiple times a week. So once we have that updated schedule, I'll share it on our page, on the DLP page, and Yusuf will share it also on his page, and we'll go from there.
Yeah,
Mr. Chowdhury, how you doing?
awesome, man. As always, as you can see.
You look nice and bright today, man.
Hey, I gotta look bright every day,
Well,
right?
you can look bright, but I try to be bright. You know what I'm saying? You
You just
know.
need extra lights. You gotta use the natural lights.
Um, so we were off for a couple of weeks. We were supposed to be going every week. We have quite an extensive series. So let's do a quick recap, man. We don't want to keep people on long today, and then once we go to our new schedule starting this week and we announce it, we can go forward with the rest of the topics, and we have everything related to SEO and why SEO is important and how SEO is going to help your brand, your business, and your online presence. But just quickly, Yusuf, let's break down what is SEO, why it is important.
Okay, so as we talked about a couple of weeks ago, SEO, the whole process of search engine optimization, right? It can fall into, if you want to define it, you have to understand how it works. It's very, very important, right? So when we go to the definition, SEO, it's a technical and a creative process. Okay, there's a technical and there's a creative process. When we talk about technical, we're talking about the back end stuff, something on the back end of the website that deals with the script, with coding, with some sort of meta tags and all these technical jargons in the back end. And if you want to understand how it works, you might want to have to check out the Google Webmaster Tools guideline. This is the guideline that Google recommends that whenever somebody builds a website, you have to follow these on page SEO strategies, right? The second part of it is the creative process. So the creative process, this is where the content, the copy, the image, the message, right? All these also, and the user experience of the visitor. When the visitor comes in, you have to focus about the usability factor, the user experience, right? Age group, the demographic, especially people with disability. Very, very important that every website should be AD compliant, right?
Hmm.
So, and the whole purpose of the SEO is to basically attract targeted audience, or have the targeted audience or the customer to find your website. And once they find it, you have to figure out how to make them convert into paying customer for your product or services, right? So what happens, most of the people focus on ranking, but they never focus on conversion and attaining those targeted traffic.
Okay, so and then quickly, when we're talking about SEO, we have on-page and off-page SEO. What are both categories? What constitutes both categories, and why are both categories important?
Excellent question, because the on page, just the way you said it, everything deals with the website itself from the front and from the back, right? So when you build the site, there's certain rules you have to follow. Like, every single page must have their own relevant keyword base, page titles, or title tag, right? Every single page must have the meta description that describe what that particular page is about. And when you write this title tag or meta tag description, it has to reflect the nature of the actual page itself. So if I have a page that talks about commercial real estate, everything I'm going to talk about it, whether it's on the title tag or meta tag, talks about the commercial real estate. Makes sense? It has to be relevant so the search engine can understand what that particular page is about, and also your target audience will understand what is it about. Okay, so that's just one portion, but there is something called schema tag, no index, no follow tags. There's so many other, again, technical stuff on the back end that you have to implement. Okay, and also the front end, which is the user experience, the message, the proper call to action, building the site for disability and user experience. Right, so that's the on page, which is only done once, except when you blog on a consistent basis, then you always constantly have to implement the on page on every new blog that you post. Okay, so that's one thing.
But real quick, so if you're blogging and you're writing articles and you're publishing content on your website, okay, doesn't writing the article itself help with on-page SEO, or is there another step that somebody has to do?
Beautiful question. No, actually, there's another step, because
Hmm.
to write the content to your audience, that's one thing, but the way you build the site on the back end, you still have to follow those technique, because this will help the search engine to basically find you and properly index your pages. At the same time, Google will notice that, oh, okay, you're following our rules, so that's pretty good. Okay, so that's why it's very very important. Even though if you write content like on a consistent basis without optimization, eventually that's going to also pick it up, because writing the content, it's one of the 200 something plus signs for the search engine ranking factor. Make sense? So that part is done once, except in the blogging material. Now, when it comes to off-page SEO, these are the technique that requires uh, the health of the website analysis, toxic link analysis, content distribution, link building. There's so many things happens outside the website, and if you get a link back from a relevant site, if you get a link back from a high ranking website, or if you have a social media properties with a lot of conversation, with a lot of proper noise, like impactful information, that also has a factor, and it does help with getting the traffic, getting the keyword discoverability, getting exposure from the search and from your target audience. Make sense? But the thing is, with the off page never stops. Just like in social media marketing, when you start using organic social media marketing, you are going to do that on a monthly basis. So the off-page SEO is a monthly task. This is very, very important, because I've seen so many businesses that hire agencies that claim that they do SEO, but only do it once. And the crazy thing is, they charge monthly, which is insane. You're not going to charge monthly if you don't do the monthly task. So, for example, in my company, when we do the monthly task, we spend anywhere between 27 to maybe 55 hours per month just to do the off-page SEO on a consistent basis. It's not just about link building, but we also check the quality of the site. We look at the spam link that hit the website, for example, right? There's so many processes happen on the back end and off the site when it comes to the off-page SEO.
Okay, and then I know our last episode we talked about voice search, and we talked about the importance and high usage of voice search in general, Google searches, in general online searches. I can't remember the stat that we said, how many searches online are used or are done using voice search. But you brought up basically that it was a increasing trend, and that it has to be a part of the effective principles in terms of SEO.
Oh, absolutely, because I mean the voice search came into the scene around 2012. The technology has advanced, and now we have VR or virtual reality. We have all these devices, like we have smartwatch, smart TV, smart refrigerator, right? So the technology is advancing. Then you have Alexa and you have Google Home. So the algorithm and the technology is a little bit different. So that means by the end of this year, or even next year, 50% of the search is going to be voice based. So that means people are not going to type on Google, they're just going to talk to the mobile device, or they're going to talk to the browser. And the browser is going to give those results based on how you optimize the website. So that's a totally different algorithm. And we talked about some of the technique that you can make your site in a sense kind of voice search enabled by having a frequently asked question page, by making sure the website is very fast and mobile friendly, and of course the other 10 elements we talked about it in several weeks ago.
Okay, so then now let's give everybody a quick peek in terms of what's coming in the coming weeks. And we have, what are the 4 essential principles of SEO?
Are you having a problem with the noise? Is it cracking?
Yep.
Must be because of the phone.
Give me 1 second. Let me make sure it's not on my end. Give me a second.
Okay.
Let's see if it still cracks. Is it cracking?
Yeah, it's still cracking a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, it's still cracking. I thought it was you typing the whole time.
Nope. Look.
So we're going to be discussing what are the 4 essential SEO principles, what are the Google factors, what is a keyword, how to perform useful keyword research, what keyword tools can we use.
Yeah.
Your virtual assistant there is doing a great job, man, at taking these notes, transcribing what we're saying,
Fast note taker, right?
So give us a quick peek, man. What's coming up in these upcoming weeks?
I mean, as you mentioned, we're gonna have to update the schedule first, and we're gonna get into like the factors. What are the Google factors, right? And what are some of the technique when it comes to implementing off-page SEO? So for next week, we're gonna update everybody whether it's gonna be Sunday or during the week. If it's during the week, I prefer maybe. What do you think? Maybe Thursday if it's during the week.
All good with me, my man. No issues on this one.
Yeah, if you can do probably Thursday, same time. And of course, we can definitely cover these topics. And if anybody has any question from the previously 3 episodes that we talked about, you're more than welcome to leave your question on the comment section or send messages to Imran or myself. We'll be more than happy to talk about this, because it's amazing how this subject of the search engine, even though in 22, still businesses don't understand how it works. Right, they are completely clueless, but it is essential. It's very important because everyone uses Google. This is how the search engine works. Google is a search engine, right? So in order to make sure that if I'm going to build the website, I need to do my best to apply these technique so I can have my target audience find me, and of course convert into paying customers and whatnot, right? Even though the process is organic, they call it organic for a reason, because it does take time. There's no guarantee based on the niche, based on the business, based on your business. It can take anywhere between 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 1 year, even 2 years. So businesses need to understand this is a slow process. It's like a long-term investment. Once you reach that level, then now you're gonna get like 300 hits a day or even 1,000 hits a day without even investing in ads. Make sense? So that is the ultimate goal. So people shouldn't ask for, hey, I want to rank on the first page, and that's it. That's not proper. Strategic SEO. The strategic SEO is about, okay, who's your target audience? What do you want to accomplish? How many phone calls do you want to get? How many leads do you want to acquire? How do you want them to behave on the website? Make sense? So these are the factors that small businesses need to understand, because if you focus on building your business or the website to give your target audience an awesome experience, which is the customer service, that's what we have to look for.
Cool. We got a shout out from Charles. Charles, how you doing? And welcome back. That virtual assistant is just having fun, man.
I know, man. I don't know if it's the phone or.
The only thing that I can think of is because the audio could be outputting from your speaker, and then your microphone's probably picking up some noise. Here, let me put you on mute and see if it helps. We're gonna test this. Yep, it's definitely your phone. The noise has stopped. So it's your broke iPhone.
I'm still hearing the noise.
Oh, you still hear it? Yeah,
I'm still hearing it.
It stopped on our end. So guys, we're going to get back to it next week. This was just kind of recap the first couple of weeks, first 3 weeks that we had our programming. And then, we still have so much content and material to cover, as you can see right here. We're going to be going to part 4 probably this Thursday. And we might even move to multiple times a week so we can finish up this series. And then we go from there.
Dang.
So
Sorry, but it's like all the cracking is like cracking. What's cracking?
release the Kraken, huh?
Yeah.
No, you don't get the reference. Never mind.
Man.
All right, man. So I think we're good. We're gonna call it early finish for today. Everybody, thank you for joining. We'll be back next or this Thursday, and we'll be releasing the message on the page. So please do follow the page. We'll release a message on what time that will be, and until that time, folks, we'll see you then.